In this video, we are going to be ranking the original songs from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. While rewatching the show, I realised how many original songs there are, and I thought to myself, these songs aren't half bad, and so today I want to rank them to figure out which one's my favourite. Now, this does not include moments where they sing covers of songs, although I enjoy those as well. And these are only songs sung by the gang, and not people who are side characters on the show. Shout out to whoever runs the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fandom page. They saved me a lot of time by compiling a list of the songs from the show. Before we start ranking the songs, let's figure out the tiers. So there's the S tier, which I have named Always Sunny. The A tier I've named Mostly Sunny. The B tier called Partially Sunny. The C tier called Cloudy. And the D tier called Rainy. I'm rating these songs in terms of their merit as music. So if they're just a comedy bit but it's bad music, lower ratings. But if it's a good song and it's funny, that's a bonus. First up is Go For It. So this is a disco track that is actually sung by Rob and Glenn. Now the song is played in a club that Frank visits, and it's played over the speakers. So Glenn and Rob in this situation are pretending to be a disco group. Basically, they couldn't afford to get an actual disco song to play in the background, so they kind of made up their own. I like this song, it's catchy, it's easy to sing, it's fun, but it is very simple, and it is basically just the title repeated over and over again. I would have loved a longer version of the song. Its forecast is cloudy. Unfortunately, it's just not long enough for me to give it anything better than that. Next up is Rock, Flag and Eagle. So this is a pretty good song considering Charlie just improv'd it in the moment. The best part of the song is the Rock, Flag and Eagle line. The rest is a little bit thrown together, which makes sense because it was just made up on the spot. It is still very amusing. Its forecast is cloudy. I enjoyed it, but not enough of the song is musically strong. The next song is Yellow Jacket Blues. So this is a fun doo-wop vibe, and it's sung by Frank and his friends who are in like a barbershop quartet, or like a doo-wop group. They are a bunch of geezers in leather jackets, but surprisingly, they can really hold a note. And I think everyone but Frank is actually in a real doo-wop group in real life. I can't recall the actual name of the group, but I think I read that online. The song is upbeat and cheery. I really enjoyed listening to it. I love a throwback moment when it comes to music. Again, it could have been longer, but I enjoyed it so much. So its forecast is Mostly Sunny. The next song is Hawkey's song. Again, I love the blues, doo-wop group vibes. There are some lovely high notes in there and some really nice harmonies. It's a very touching tribute to Hawkey, who sadly passes away. Off screen, I believe. The forecast is Always Sunny. The next song is Nightman. Now, this is not to be mistaken with the Nightman Cometh that we see in Charlie's play. This is just a chaotic song that Charlie performs in the bar. It gets very messy very quickly. It's a very clangy, discombobulated kind of sound. There's barely a tune, to be honest. And the lyrics of this song are very concerning. It sounds like someone forcing themselves on someone else, but Charlie claims it's about two brothers. The whole thing is very scary. Now it's very funny, and I was very amused by it, but it is objectively a bad song, and so its forecast is rainy. Nightman Reprise is what I'm calling this next song, or maybe in brackets, I Miss You Nightman. I wasn't too clear on what this constitutes as because I don't think I actually saw this on the list that I read on fandom.com. But essentially it's this little ditty that Charlie writes in the dark in his room, and he's singing it while huffing spray paint. The song is about the Nightman and missing him, and it's actually a really nice tune. It's sad and melodic and dramatic. Like so many of the songs, I would have loved it to have been longer, but what I did get, I really enjoyed. Now, we don't really see the song completed because Dennis enters and he and Charlie start singing Dayman together. But the little bit of the song that we do hear, I really enjoyed, and I'm giving it the forecast Partially Sunny. This next song is from the Nightman Cometh episode. It's Little Baby Boy. It's sung by Dee and Dennis. It's this very interesting song. It's got some deeply questionable lyrics, but lovely vocals from Sweet Dee. At points, Dennis is a bit flat. Now, if the lyrics were different, this is definitely a song I would sing out loud without concern, but as it stands, the lyrics would make me seem very strange and a danger to society if I were to sing them out loud. That being said, great harmonies between Dennis and Dee at certain points, a very enjoyable tune, again, despite the lyrics. The forecast, always sunny. So this song is a response to the previous one. It's again sung by Dee, and she uses it to establish that she's never been inappropriate with children, which is an understandable disclaimer to make considering the previous song. Again, poor lyrics, and her vocals in this one are a bit all over the place because she is quite desperate to get the message across. So unfortunately, the forecast for this one is rainy. This next song I do enjoy a lot because it is very funny, but as a running theme with the show, the lyrics are concerning. So this song, if you know it, so the song is sung by Frank and his vocals are quite flat, but the piano work in the background is really nice, really enjoyable, and Dennis comes in with some really nice high notes towards the end of the song. All things considered, the forecast is cloudy. Up next is a fan favourite. The song is Dayman. It's fun, it's catchy, it's easy to remember. It feels like something, that borrows from Queen. There's a great campiness to all of it. Its only real flaw is that it's very repetitive and it's pretty much all chorus. So because of that, I'm going to give it a partially sunny forecast. Charlie's Ballad is up next, and I really, really enjoy this one. He appears from the sky in this makeshift sun to ask the waitress to marry him. It's all very romantic. Granted, his vocals at the beginning are a little bit off. He sounds a little out of breath, trying to get the lyrics out, but he does have some really sweet high notes that come in, and then he turns the song into this raspier song, and it really turns things around. And it closes with this really nice melodic note. So although the opening vocals aren't the best, I still really love the musicality of it, and so the forecast I'm giving is mostly sunny. Birds of War is the next song. It's really funny, it's really catchy, it's a true anthem. I'm not the best with genres, but I think it's like a rock vibe, and this song is really great to do body rolls to. They show you how in the episode. I think Charlie, Dennis and Mac's voices blend together really nicely on this track. So the forecast for this one is always sunny. Up next is The Spirit of Christmas. I have a very select few Christmas songs that I enjoy, and this just ain't one of them. In terms of musicality, it doesn't interest me. Unfortunately, the Raisin, KKK do have a really nice doo-woppy moment, but as a black woman, I can't afford to award that point. So for this song, the forecast is rainy. The name of this next song is so unfortunate, but it's called Do Not Diddle Kids. It's an urgent message from Frank Reynolds as he's about to run a beauty pageant for children. Now, the message is correct, you shouldn't do that, but also a scary thing to have to sing about. The song is very brief, and to be honest, it's barely a song. It's a few kind of loose words he scraps together in the hopes of making it into something. The forecast is rainy. This is a song that I love. Magic is in the air. It's a very danceable tune, it's a great beat, there's a funky jazzy vibe to it. It feels 80s and nostalgic, and it feels like the opening to something like a pageant, which is what it's meant to be. And then Charlie comes in with a rap that follows the cadence that every white man does when they go to rap, but I decided not to dock points for that rap because everything else is so fun. And so the forecast for this one is always sunny. The next song is sung by Sweet D. It's Mums Are Stupid. It's campy, it's got a show tunes vibe, there's nice vocals from Sweet D, but I don't love the comedic ad-libs of the doy and stuff like that. It does make it funny, but it doesn't aid in it being a good song. So for that, I'm going to give it a forecast of partially sunny. Next up is Yankee Doodle. Now I know I said that there would be no covers, but this remix does have a great beat to it. I do have to ignore the scenes of the boy dancing to it without a top. It's all very bizarre. I'm not a freak, I promise. The show is just what it is. The ranking, I'm going to give it partially sunny just because that beat does slap. Trash Barbershop Quartet. So, the beginning of the song with the bum bum bums, they're not confident as they should be. They don't hit the way they're meant to. The vocals don't meld quite together as smoothly as they should, and there's some soul missing there. But there are some nice harmonies at the end. I'm giving it the forecast cloudy. I Like Paddy's Pub is the next song. It's a cool jazzy tune. It feels a little Randy Newman, which Carlie references in the episode, and then it picks up in the middle and turns into a much quicker, dancier song. I very much welcome the use of the harmonica. It's one of Carlie's best works, I would say, and so the forecast is always sunny. The next song is Go F Yourselves. It's a haunting Bowie/Queen kind of ballad in the beginning. It's got great high notes, it's emotional, it's evocative, it's dramatic, and it ends in an interesting shower of spit. That I don't love, but the rest is wonderful, and so the forecast for this song is always sunny. Next up is Covington's house theme song. So it's a theme song that accompanies this episode in which Dee pretends to be a British butler. It's a quick little ditty, it's a fun tune. The lyrics are a play on typical sitcom songs, and that's a really nice touch, and some of the themes and ideas that come up in those sitcoms. So that I very much enjoyed. The forecast for this is mostly sunny. Last up is Old Lady House theme song. It's a cute tune, but the vocals are underwhelming and quite generic. Not as vibey as Covington's house theme song. And I'm realising now this one I don't think is sung by the gang, but I'm including it anyway. That being said, the forecast is cloudy. I realised somehow on fandom.com they forgot to list the song What Are the Rules, so I'm going to just slot this in here. The song is clearly drawing from an old school kind of retro, jazzy kind of vibe. The vocals are nice from the gang, and they've got good harmonies, but the song itself is repetitive. Once you've heard it, you kind of don't need to hear it again. And the line in which Frank says he's desperate to say the N-word, as a black person, I can't be bothered with that. So for me, the song gets the forecast of cloudy. I can see what they were going for, especially as this is the episode in which the gang turns black, but the song itself feels a bit thin. So those are my rankings of the songs. I would have included snippets of them in the video, but I am worried about copyright. So instead, I made a playlist of the songs on YouTube. I basically just compiled videos uploaded by other YouTubers so that you can use them as a reference. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on these songs. Do you agree with my rankings? Do you disagree with them? So do let me know what you think in the comments. And for those of you who are interested, over on my Patreon, I talk about who my favourite member of the gang is. So if you want to know more about that, you can check the link in the description. That's all for now. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Until next time.